So, tell us a little bit about the travel grant and kind of how everything worked out with that.
Well, last year I started a research project with a history professor on the origins and founding of the CIA. And at the end of this school year, I wanted to take that research further and be able to do some work over the summer, which isn't required as part of the program, but is encouraged. And I looked into the Hutton Honors College grant program, which is actually open to all IU students, not just honors students. And I found that there is a specific grant for students, undergrads, who are working with a faculty mentor on a research project that covers summer research work. So I applied for that grant, and I ended up being awarded the grant, and it was able to cover all of my expenses on a 4-day trip out to the East Coast, during which time I had the opportunity to visit 2 different archives, which are pretty important in terms of CIA research, one at Princeton University and one at New York University in New York City. And thanks to the grant, I was able to take almost 1,000 pictures of different CIA-related documents, which really has helped my research project.
Yeah, I think that was nice. All right, and then let's talk a little bit about the HRC. You said what's this about the birthday and stuff like that? And
Yeah, I think the decision to live in an honors residential community in HRC during my freshman year last year probably has been the single best decision I made at IU so far for many different reasons. There's just such a great sense of community in an HRC that you really don't always find in the dorms at a large public university like Indiana University. I was able to establish a lot of great and lasting friendships with students from all different majors and disciplines, but we were able to share and bond over the common experience of being honors students. And I really honestly cannot imagine my current social circle of friends and acquaintances without all of the kids that I met on the HRC last year. Just recently I went to a birthday party, a surprise birthday party, for a girl that I became friends with from the HRC last year. And there were at least 15 other students from my floor last year who came back, and we all reunited and had a great time. So.
nice. And then let's see what else.
Ed's class, the
Okay.
Ideas and Experience.
Yeah, a little bit about the honors college. What makes honors college classes so great, and everything like that.
H212, which is the Ideas and Experiences 2 class, open to honor students, was one of the very first classes I took here at IU during the fall of my freshman year. And it really focuses on examining important philosophical and other related issues from multiple perspectives. And I don't want to sound too cliche, but it really did open up a lot of different vistas and a lot of different perspectives for me. One of the books that we read in class was The Plague by Camus, and there are a lot of very deep philosophical issues regarding the nature and purpose and meaning of life in that book that I already had relatively pre-established positions on, but the book and the class in general helped me really truly reevaluate where I stood on those issues and look at them from other perspectives. And another great thing about honors courses in general is that they're always very heavily discussion based, and they leave a lot of freedom to students to interact with one another during class. There were times where I would attend class in H212 and 90% of the class was discussion and argument between students, which was facilitated by the professor, but a lot of times my professor would just sit back and let us dictate what we were going to talk about in class.
All right, cool.
Nice. And then, do we want to ask why should students want to be part of the Hutton Honors College again? Did you want to?
Sure, we'll go ahead and do that one more time, and then we'll go back to the last question again as well.
Okay.
All right. So.
Let me think about how I want to say this.
No, absolutely.
Okay.
Whenever you're ready.
I think that the Hutton Honors College is a great idea for students to investigate and be a part of here at IU for a lot of different reasons. Specifically, it helps make the university so much smaller and so much more enjoyable. IU has a lot to offer, and in some cases, perhaps too much. And the Hutton Honors College is a great way for students to make the university their own and make the university experience of attending a large public school like IU truly enjoyable and authentic. It allows students to become friends in HRCs, in honors residential communities. It helps students to explore additional research opportunities and other academic opportunities through the grant program that is open to all students at IU. And it also encourages different ways of thinking and a truly academic experience at college through the honors classes, which are so much more enjoyable and so much smaller and more interactive than other classes at IU.
All right.
Nice.
Nice.
Perhaps we should ask everyone to just say, I'm
Mhm.
Alex Wilson.
Absolutely.
And I'm from Batesville, Indiana, and I'm majoring in XYZ.
Okay.
And that, that way
Mm-hmm.
we might use that or we might not.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or
Be a
may-
good thing to
Maybe
have.
we have that at the end.
Mhm.
Each person who's talked, just says who they were.
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Go ahead and identity.
I'm Alex Wilson. I'm a sophomore from Batesville, Indiana, and I'm majoring in history and political science. Did you want me to say LAMP as well, if I'm doing LAMP?
What do you think, Jill?
It's not really a major, so it'd be hard to, it might make saying that awkward.
I'd say.
How about saying everything? Let's do one where you say, I'm a Cox Research Scholar, I'm also a participant in the LAMP program.
Okay.
Okay, well, now, since we don't know when, first of all, we're going to use this film,
Mm-hmm.
but the next one might be 4 years from now.
Uh-huh.
So if he says, I'm a sophomore, right, he could already be gone.
That's okay. If we were saying that he was graduating in 2013 and it gets to be 2020, then I'd be upset about it. But I don't think, I think this would be okay.
Yeah.
I can just leave out my year entirely if you want me to.
Well, I think it's I want people to see that, here's somebody who hasn't been here that long,
Right, that's a
Mhm.
good point.
and most of the other kids are juniors and even seniors.
Okay.
So I think it's good that we get you as in your sophomore
Yeah,
year.
I think Laura's a sophomore,
Uh-huh. And
and
she's the only
Mo
one.
is a senior, and
Aaron's a senior.
Susie Zimmerman's a senior.
Aaron's a senior.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
go for the sophomore.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'd say, or with something like LAMP or something like that, I'd probably say leave it out because people don't necessarily know what LAMP
That's
is,
true.
especially.
That's
Yeah,
That's
it is
true.
an odd acronym.
But
Okay.
Mhm.
let's.
Well, but you could say liberal arts and management.
That's true.
Okay.
That'll be fine.
Oh, okay, and, okay, so we'll do one that was what he just did,
Mhm.
and then you can give us your whole resume there
Okay.
with the Cox Research Scholarship and the Liberal Arts and
Okay.
Management Program.
All right.
All right. So we'll go for the full one this time.
Okay. I'm Alex Wilson. I'm a sophomore from Batesville, Indiana. I'm double majoring in history and political science, and I'm also in the liberal arts management program as well as the Cox Research program.
All right, cool. And then we've got the first one, which should be all right. So let's go ahead and I was curious about the classes again. If we could maybe
I still feel like there's a better way for me to say that. Yeah. so-
absolutely. All right,
Okay.
cool.
I tell you what, I'll leave the room.
I need to go to the restroom, so no, it's just you guys.
Okay. No. Yeah. I'm thinking possibly get to like talk a little bit about the class and then kind of get on the book a little bit quicker,
Okay.
possibly.
Okay. So a little bit about the class.
A little bit about the class,
Okay.
basically kind of
I can use, like-
H212, what H212
Okay.
is. In my personal class, we discussed, or we read, Albert Camus'
Okay.
The Plague, and say it deals with, heavy topics such as this or that, and it really caused me to think and, think about or and question something like that.
Okay.
If that's not too entirely
Oh, yeah.
vague.
Yeah, I think I know a way I can tie this all together.
All right, cool.
Okay. Also, I also feel saying it deals with, the issue.
Yeah, I know.
That's a little bit too general. I mean, that is what it talks about,
Mhm.
life and death, but There's got to be a better way for me to put that.
Let's see. Life and Death. It's Camus.
It's almost like
Existentialism.
but I don't want to throw that big word in there.
Yeah.
That might scare some prospective freshmen and be like,
No, I think in a sense it might not be a bad thing either though, because
Okay.
it kind of broadens you up, because it's like, oh, existentialism. That sounds,
yeah.
something like that. And I think a lot of the people who are probably going to be watching this perspective will kind of have an idea.
That's true.
So, all
Yeah. So,
right.
okay.
At work?
Not yet. We were just kind of hashing it out.
Oh, I'm just thinking that I'm here, that might inhibit you.
Oh, no, I mean, you can stay in the room. I think I'm fine.
Oh, okay.
H212 Ideas and Experiences 2 was one of the very first classes I took here at IU and my first honors course. And it deals with a lot of different philosophical issues and looks at them from multiple perspectives. And it's also very heavily discussion based, which is great because it's a small class to begin with, being an honors course. And the other students in the class and I, a lot of times we would just discuss with one another the issues at hand for the entire class period with really, the professor didn't really have much to do. We would debate everything on our own. And one of the books, for example, that we read in my H212 class was The Plague by Camus, and it really deals with some very meaty existentialist issues about life and death and meaning and nature of those. And the way that